Welcome back to another podcast. I'm your host, Victor, along my co-host, Mark. How you doing, sir, on this fine, dandy Monday?
It's good. It's good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty tired, but it's good.
It's okay, Monday blues.
Monday blues. Yeah, there was a lot just fighting against me today in the morning time, but they didn't let it get to me.
Persevered.
Yeah, exactly. I told myself if I want this to get any better, I don't want to step outside because it would only make me angrier.
Mm-hmm. It was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay, man. We're out here. We're alive. We thought we got a little bit of rain and cold, and then it said, nah, we're not done with you yet. We're going to make it super hot once again.
Yeah. It didn't do nothing.
But Mark, sometimes the world just blesses you because every week, I prepare for these and I'm like, what are we going to talk about today? You never know what could be happening. What's that?
It's me.
Yeah, don't touch that. Every week I'm like, I don't know, we got to figure out what we're going to talk about here, make it interesting, make it fun for you guys. And sometimes I get into a little rut, sometimes like, what can we possibly talk about that's not repetitive, something new? And then the world just blesses me.
Yeah.
Just right on my lap, right when I need it. It just gives me just the most perfect thing to talk about. I'm like, you know what? There's something wrong with you here.
Not mine. Not mine.
Somebody else's. Yeah, man. I was just like, you know what? It was getting close. Wasn't sure what we were going to talk about. And then this man, Donnie takes a bullet to the ear on live TV. Mark, what did you see it? What happened? What did you think?
I wasn't.
Where were you when the great Donnie attack happened? Great meaning.
This was Saturday, if I remember correctly. Yes. And I think I was like, because I don't know the exact time it happened, but I think if anything, I was on my way to Jersey to go to my aunt's house to celebrate celebrate my cousin for his graduation party. And I saw on my phone just something about it. And I don't know if it was, I'm trying to remember if I saw the notification on my phone and was like, oh, snaps, or if I saw the notification, just didn't really pay attention to it, then went on social media a little bit later and then saw it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? Because I didn't even know, to be honest, that he was even in PA. I didn't know that at all. So like, I was just like, when I heard about it, I thought it was just somewhere else. And then next thing you know, they said it was in PA. And I'm like, yo, that was like literally here. Yeah. like it's kind of wild. But yeah, that's where I was at. Where were you at?
I was in my room. I was laid up watching a show called Sweet Tooth.
Is another anime that has to do with...
What will do with what?
I mean, last time you were telling me it was like, oh, it looks so good, but then the way these characters be moaning, you've been like,
oh no, it's not an anime at all. It's a real life show.
They do the same thing?
No.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with food.
Oh.
Yeah. It's about it came out during COVID initially. It was it was kind of weird the way the timing it came out. It was about a show where like scientists were like trying to do research, and then the disease got out, and then the world got into like a pandemic essentially. But in this show, the pandemic is like, I don't know. I'm still watching it, so like
kind of reminds me of Last of Us almost.
Yeah, but it's not like zombie. It's nothing like that. Okay. Like it's basically whatever this disease was that like got out there when they were trying to do their research. It essentially turns since the disease got out, the outbreak or whatever. Every baby that was born beyond that point was like a hybrid of like half human, half animal. Stop touching the mic, please. So like the main character in Sweet Tooth is like a half kid, half deer. So he has like antlers, and then other kids come up as like pigs or like
and you're saying
birds
this is like
monkeys.
A real life kind of like show?
Yeah, like it's real people, real actors. They do a good job. Like they do have good like prosthetics and stuff on the characters.
I feel like I've seen something like this. That's the only reason why. But I don't know if this was like something animated I saw or real life. But no, probably was. I think I might have seen something like that. What is it on? Is it on Netflix? Yeah, I think I might have seen something like that.
And like so everybody that was born beyond that point becomes a hybrid, which is like the mixture of the two. And then every current human, they're affected by the outbreak differently. They get hit with the disease and they eventually die. Almost like similar symptoms to COVID.
I mean, it makes sense.
But the thing is that's funny to me is that like when they like if you're healthy, you're just like a normal looking person. The way that you find out if you're sick or not is your pinky just starts twitching like this and tweaking. So people be hanging out and then like their pinky starts tweaking out and they're like, no, like no, not you.
Bro, I will start messing with people.
Like, bro, that's not fucking funny, bro. Like, but yeah,
I'm
and
just
then
kidding.
there's a lot of like crazy, like, you know, all the people that they come across as crazy, like interlinking things. They're like, oh, like it's crazy that this happened and this is how we're connected, like kind of shit. It's a good show. I have one last episode to watch it before I'm done with it.
But like, what is the plot of it?
All right, so I mean, it's not giving anything away. So essentially, the main character's name is Sweet Tooth. That's his nickname. It's not his actual name. His actual name is
the parents were definitely sick.
His actual name is Gus, but like
it's even worse. Yo, Gus.
He was so obviously this outbreak happened because the scientists
yeah
found like a specific one that was leading it. She found it, whatever. Things got messed up. People were getting sick because of the outbreak. They didn't realize what they found. They were trying to do something else with it, and this little boy was born out of it, Sweet Tooth. The scientist was his mom.
I figured. I was like, most likely his parents or he's probably a scientist or something like that.
So, and then since this happened, since there's like a pandemic or whatever outbreak, there's conspiracy around the fact of what caused the sick and what it called killing the humans. So there's kind of like, oh, like the hybrids came around and this shit happened. So it must be the hybrids. So people are trying to kill hybrids. So like the mom separated herself from Gus, and like the dad took him into the like far out into the like wilderness, and like they built out a cabin and like they lived with each other for a while. Then a bunch of stuff happens, but essentially he tries to find her mom, and the whole story is about him trying to find his mom again because she's the person that started it. So they're trying to think she can cure it, and also along the way of him, like he met people that were like helping him get to his mom, but they're human. He's like, I also want to find my mom to meet my mom, but also how I find a cure because I don't want the friends I've made to die.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the best I could do without spoiling a lot. So if you want to watch it, watch it. But I was watching that and I saw on my phone that this man got shot, and I was like, damn, like it took him to not be president for it to happen. I thought it was going to happen. We talked about it before. I thought it was going to happen during presidency, at least an attempt.
Yeah.
Before we get into this and I say my piece, I want to say, as a human being, I'm glad Donnie's alive. I don't wish death on nobody.
Yep.
And the people that were around it, you know, like if there were lives lost, I believe there might have been injuries or lives lost.
Really?
I'm sorry to them if that was the case. I wish no ill will on anybody, no matter which political affiliation is.
Yes.
With that being said, Mark, that was a bunch of bullshit. That was not real in the slightest, bro. Either it was not real or our fucking Secret Service needs to be fired immediately.
Okay. I know what you mean. Yeah. There was a video I saw where there was like people who already saw the bull like
posting
10 minutes like before anything even happened. Mm-hmm. And I didn't watch the video to hear the audio. I heard it like kind of like towards the end, but yeah, they're just like, oh my gosh, like he's up there, you know? And they just, first of all I want to say too, on top of this, is that every video I've seen, there's two things. One, I keep seeing the same video or I keep seeing a different angle, and everybody keeps saying like on the caption of videos, like the best quality of the shot I've ever seen. I'm like, yo, this joint looks so basic. It looks like an iPhone took it. It's nothing crazy. And then the second is just the idea of like, what was I gonna say? Just the idea of like, again, like I don't know what they were planning on trying to do. Like, again, the people were like constantly saying like, oh my gosh, and like you said, nobody was doing anything. So it almost just kind of looked like, what was the actual like reason here behind? It was very weird. Yeah, for sure.
So one, the shots rang off. I've seen a bunch of different angles. The initial one that's like the live TV feed, it sounds like a fucking like a BB gun. That's one. It's like two, I've seen other ones where like people's phones in the crowd, and it sounds like a legit like a husky gun, because I think he had an AR-15. So it sounds like a legitimate weapon. So I was like, all right, I don't know if they added this in or if this is the actual footage or wherever that camera was initially was far away, so it didn't sound the same. Already like weird. Then there's other people behind the podium that show like agents, Secret Service, whatever the hell they are, security, directing the cameraman that got the shot of him being like this, like all high def and shit. They like directed him to the like, yo, go to the front really quick. So he was already in position to get a photo of him up there, which is weird because that was like security doing that. You said there's multiple people who said that they told the authorities about the little kid, 20-year-old kid setting up on the roof.
Yeah.
There's a sniper above Donald Trump's right shoulder looking in the direction of where the sniper was, and he didn't take a shot until after the kid took a shot.
Yeah. Because in my head, I was thinking like, oh, you're not allowed to really take shots, but like he's literally attempting.
If there is a man laid out flat with an assault rifle aimed at a former president, you take the shot. And he wasn't in uniform. He was wearing basic ass clothes.
I was thinking in my head, I was like, he probably could have got away with this better had he been in uniform.
Had he looked the part. He was in a t-shirt and jeans. Blue jeans.
Yeah, blue jeans.
So like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so it was very weird to see how everything kind of just like panned out. But like I said, like so many people were like warning them, and the amount of time it took for all that to just kind of take place was like so weird. Because like I kept seeing it, I was just like, dang it. Like in my head before I seen all the footage like come out, I'm just like, oh, this must have been like something where he just like, first of all, I thought it was like somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the crowd. It was somebody off in the edges.
On a barn.
On like some type of like barn house or something laid out and prone. And like I find that out, and then I find out exactly like what the gun was. I thought it was probably just like a Glock or something. I don't know. I mean, of course, again, I thought it was in the crowd. But seeing everything kind of like come out, I was just like, dang, like how did nobody see this boy? Yeah. You got snipers, like you said. So it's just like, how did the Secret Service didn't even see it? And then everybody kept talking about some, oh yeah, shout out to this guy. And it was the sniper boy. I'm just like, Bull took one shot. Like, I don't think it was like he was going against Jason Bourne. Like, like I mean, like I'm not gonna sit here.
He waited till after the fact.
Yeah, so like, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, whatever to him because he's still, I guess, in a sense protected, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he could have did better. Like if I was his coach or something, I would have been like, what was that out there?
Like it's not like in one of those situations where like it's a police interaction where you like can't do anything until somebody like.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, because in those situations a bit different when you have somebody, I guess, of that interest.
There was no urgency to apprehend him. There was no. Like the people that if you tell anybody in a situation like that, it's like, oh, like there's somebody there with a gun and they don't know who that is. Like, how's there not an immediate like, yo, like code red, like move the president, like something. None of that.
Yeah.
Not only
let
that,
him finish the speech.
He gets shot. Apparently, it hits his ear. His ear is fully intact.
So what it hit?
There's blood, but if you see the close-up photo of him bloodied up, his ear's fine. There's no way that thing just like sink and cause that much blood.
I mean,
if a bullet hits any part of your body, it's taking a chunk of meat off.
But I mean, what if it really was just like a slight graze, you know?
How slight can it be then that it causes that much blood to splatter?
Well, he touched it. So in that case, in my head, I'm thinking like once he touched it, he probably kind of opened up the wound a little bit more. And I don't know. So that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Because that's how it happens when you get paper cuts. You're like, oh, look at it. And you're just like, it's nothing. As soon as you touch it, the joint just started gushing out. So I don't know, maybe. But yeah, that's a little weird to see how his ear's kind of intact. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he'll like, you know, you'll find something where it shows it. But, you know, they're not going to do that. So.
No. And then... say if he did get shot, right? The guys took hella long to get to him. 1.
That's true.
2, they let him get up and like expose himself, which would never happen. Like they would tell him to get down and not expose him and get him the fuck out. They allowed him to stand up and just stick his hand out and shit. Do all that other dumb shit. You're supposed to get him out of there immediately.
Yeah, and I was just confused. I mean, I thought I saw that there was, or at least I read something that there was like multiple people, but I guess it was just one. I could have sworn I saw something where it was like, oh, like 2 different people that were like a part of it or something like that. Because in that case, if he was, like you said, still like kind of trying to show up and put his fist up and all like that, it's like, bro, like the other boy could be right there. Just be right there and just take the rest of the shots.
In no situation ever would like, if it was an actual situation, they would allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And other people who have like worked in that have come out and made videos saying like, yo, like that made 0 sense. Like that does not look real at all. And then nobody in the crowd really ran.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like the crowd ducked.
They ducked, yeah.
But it was a little too calm for me.
I don't know if it was the idea because they like thought like it was just so crowded, like they weren't able to really move that much. But if it was me, you know.
In any panic, bro.
Move.
like obviously like it's not good to panic, but in any public situation like that where there's shootings, like somebody's gonna freak out and like cause havoc.
Yeah.
In any situation, there's no way that everybody was just so calm. Like, all right, guys, like let's just sit down. Like they have our protection.
Shelter in place, guys.
Like, there's always gonna be something like, yo, fuck that, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm moving. I'm tripping. I'm not staying there because I don't know what Bull's aiming at. For all I know, it wasn't even that president. It could just be a mass shooting. Yeah. You know, like, nah, bro, I'm getting out of there.
And then I haven't seen anything of like the people that names of people that passed or whatever it may be, or like people that were injured. I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, I saw a video of something talking about, oh, there's like a certain lady that's behind the podium or something with like some black shades or something recording.
And she like ducks, but like,
yeah, she didn't really have any emotion to it.
Yeah.
Her phone was up like the entire time while she was doing it. Or no, I think she had a sign up as soon as she like heard the shot or whatever the commotion was. Her phone was out, and the whole time she like didn't even like let go of it. She was just like perfectly standing there. Like I was just like, what?
So like it's just too much going on to even act like it wasn't anything strange. And it's like, not to sound all tinfoil hat conspiracy like type, but how many times have people been like, oh, like the government would never do that, and then years later there's crazy ass documents like just showing how how that shit is.
It's more so to just think like the government will do that.
They absolutely would.
It's just a matter of when will we find out. Yeah, that's really what it is.
Like would they sacrifice or like put somebody out there to like get shot on purpose for the sake of like morale boost or like voting boost? Absolutely they would.
Yes. There's
not a doubt in my mind that they wouldn't. That they would.
Will they go and help America have better healthcare?
Nah.
No, we know they won't. It's like, come on. It's like we know the things they want to do. We know the things they don't want to do.
Will they do shit to push an agenda? Absolutely. And it's like immediately all those people are like, hell fucking yeah. Like he just took a bullet and shot right up. Joe Biden would never do that. I'm voting for Trump. And that's all that was. That's how I see it. Now, if this was a legitimate shooting, again, I'm glad Donald's alive. I never wanted to see somebody die or violence or anything like that. The people around there are glad that most people came out of there safely. But from my eye view, this looks very fabricated.
Yeah. I was thinking back in my head, I think it was this morning I was just like, who? I'm like, was JFK the last person as far as like a president from like a shooting? I was just like, wow. I was just really just kind of realistically thinking in this day and age, like, again, we weren't around for that when JFK, you know, got shot. But I'm just thinking in my head, like, bro, it probably would have been kind of crazy to live through that if he actually got shot. Like that, like the amount of like commotion that would have caused in this country probably would have been insane. Like it wouldn't have been something that just would have blown over in like a week. That thing would have been taking off like crazy. Who knows what that would have started, honestly. I mean, he's not the exact president, but he's still a former president
though. They still get like any president gets protection for life, and like they still are deemed the president. Like, so it's like a whole thing. So yeah. I forgot what I was about to say after that.
Wild.
But yeah, I mean, it happened.
You said it looked fabricated.
Yeah, it looked very fabricated. I think it was all for the point of like boosting his odds of getting elected. And yeah, I like don't doubt it in the slightest. It's also with the fact that they just signed that bill basically saying that any president that committed any sorts of crimes or acts during his presidency would be absolved of all of those. So all that stuff that he's been on trial for, like he's gonna get like excused for it in order for him to run for presidency. And like in the future, like any president that commits any crime like that during their presidency and like that, they can't be charged for it. Like they'll just be absolved of it.
Keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Keep that same energy. Because like, no, like it gets under my skin when I hear about that. It's like I want to be so upset, but I'm not anymore because it's just like, again, like you said, will the government do that? Yes.
Yeah.
Will they do that to protect a guy who just doesn't care and just wants to just use the title of being president for his own, you know,
personal benefit?
Yeah, personal benefit and scheming in his own ways. Of course. Why? I mean, yeah, it's just Trump. To be honest, it has nothing to do with like Republican, Democratic. It's just who he is as a person.
Yeah.
And yeah, they like that, so they'll keep doing it.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to even like react anymore at this point. But again, like the details of that thing that I just mentioned about them getting absolved, it's like I'm sure I butchered that a little bit, but essentially like it affects Trump in a great way for him to like dodge a lot of that stuff and be in presidency. So like all that stuff that he did over the span of 4 years, like he can get out of. What I wanted to say, you mentioned a Republican, is like, the only thing I will say that kind of saved, it could have been a lot worse, was the fact that it was a white kid who was a registered Republican. Like if it would have been somebody who was a registered Democrat or a person of color, that shit would have spun a whole lot differently and it would have been a bigger problem.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I also saw this morning about somebody saying or putting a montage of clips of saying about how Democrats are like kind of like pushing for the idea of like violence or something like that. And I was just like, what is this?
No.
Like, like, I don't know. It was just so dumb. It was just a montage of people who were Democratic on like different news shows, like, you know, I was like CNN and all that stuff. And they're just like small clips of them just saying things that like revolve around the idea of violence and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, this is so dumb. Not to mention, I was getting a lot of stuff on my like Twitter feed about like Republican stuff. And I was just like, this isn't me.
You know, I mean, like at least on social media, I'll say people have made the joke about like, oh, like how'd you miss? Like, oh, like, or like this is the guy that, yeah, it's like this is the guy who tried to shoot Trump. It's like it'll be like fucking Tobias Harris. Yeah. So like, there's been jokes like that, but I don't think that people are genuinely just like, yeah, like start violence. If anything, it's not. Let's act like that thing in January didn't happen a couple years ago because somebody didn't get elected. So,
but again, it's just like they see that and they just completely just like it doesn't faze them. It's so weird how like something can be like so crazy, but when you put it as like the people of either that color or people of that stature, that party, it's like.
No.
You put it the other way around. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, can you believe like what these people did? Can you believe that they're actually doing this? Can you believe? And it's just like, and it sticks for like a year or two. And you're just like, bro, what the heck?
They were screaming crooked Hillary for like 4 years. Now this man got just as many, if not more court cases than she does. So it's just bias. But I will say, I'll be very shocked if he doesn't win. After that, I'll be very shocked. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like I feel like that damn near.
To be completely honest, I was sure that he wasn't going to win until this just.
Yeah, like I feel like he got it. Like
this definitely got it.
Unless some crazy event happens where they allow other candidates to like get into the ring of like debates and stuff, and like he makes some crazy turnaround, like whoever it is, he or she, like he got that shit. Like Biden hasn't done anything like worth saving himself or earning a second term, and it just shows more and more each day that he's just not like
the only thing he has
mentally fit.
Yeah, the only thing he has is just the title of Democrat. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
but like
the party is the only thing that's saving him, I guess.
And people have been begging him to resign or like drop out of the race, but he's not. And like apparently his son was like the biggest. His son was apparently like the biggest reason why he's staying in it. His son was like, "Yo, like don't fucking drop out. Like, I need you to absolve me of these drug charges and speeding charges, man."
Yeah, like I'm like, are you using it for your own personal benefit?
But I would so much. But like the thing is, like that would probably be the best bet of Trump not winning, is if like somebody else were to jump in, because then there'd be enough, because like even people who are Democratic or like in like whatever it may be, like they really don't want to vote for Trump, but they also don't want Biden.
True.
And it's either like you just like, I get more 4 years of this bullshit, or this guy, and I don't want either. It's just another year of like the lesser of two evils. Or you can put your vote on an independent person, which we mentioned in the last couple episodes. It's like, you know, vote for who you want to, whatever the outcome is. It is what it is. And you could do that for an RFK or who are the other potential candidates. But it's like, is it going to be enough to win? Because like, what if we all vote for an independent party and those votes are spread amongst a bunch of different people? Like, you kind of have to back who your person is going to be.
Yeah, I just think at this point it's like back when we were waiting for like the Sixers to be really good, and you just got to trust the process.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't trust.
Unfortunately, we're just not gonna have anything good happen until like another 8 years.
Yeah,
like I just
4. He can't do more than 2 terms.
Okay, so even though
the max regardless is 8.
Okay, well I thought like if you didn't get it the second time, you just that'd be wild.
As far as I know, from what I was taught when we were in grade school,
you're right.
That's it. At first I thought once you were out, you can't like come back after you got out. But then I was proven wrong because this man's about to fucking run again.
Exactly. That's why in my head I was thinking like, okay, maybe
Will they or potentially try to bend the rules for him?
Yeah. Like, what did we say about
we'll
the
see in 2028, okay?
Yeah, but again, like, yeah, I just think the idea of it, like I said, we're not going to have anything good come out of stuff with presidencies until.
I say, look, we got 2 outcomes here. 1, he wins. It's a repeat of 2016 to 2020. Can't do much about that. Yeah. We had some good years.
We did.
We had great years.
I'm not going to lie. This is going to sound crazy. I'm not going to lie. Wait, are we talking about Trump or Biden?
Well, Biden has been president for 2020 to 2024.
Okay, yeah. So we were talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to lie. When Trump was president, nothing... I mean, I was young, so I'm not going to act like I had something crazy, like major happen in my life because I didn't really feel the effect. But I mean, you got to think about it. Anything when a president is elected, you're not going to see anything changed for those
first 4 years. You see all the effects of it during the next guy, which is what we're feeling right now, buddy.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you want to say there's anything bad that happened during Trump's presidency because that was bleeding over from Obama's presidency.
Yeah. So it was Obama.
Yeah.
So we were good through Obama.
So all the things that happened during Trump's presidency are now during Biden's tenure. Yeah. And whatever happens moving forward is going to be the effect of Biden's tenure.
Okay. So we just got to hope that the next, we got to hope this is good, which it hasn't been. So.
Yeah. So these next 4 years will prove if Biden sucked or not. And Biden sucked. So. And I'm like, both things can be true. Trump sucked, and Biden also sucked. I'm not like stuck to any party or whatever the fuck.
No,
I just want to be able to afford a house and like pay my bills without having to have 72 roommates and like sell my body on OnlyFans.
No.
That's not what I meant to say. That's not what I meant to say.
It sounded like there was and I mean. Body doesn't have the letter T in it, so I mean,
body. I just want to be able to like work one job and be able to afford basic necessities.
You're right.
And we don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we have two options right now. The two likely options: Trump gets elected. It's more the same shit from 2016 to 2020. Not really, because obviously this is just bleed over from the previous tenure. And like we just fucking do whatever. Like I feel like we just party and live it up as much as we can and enjoy our time for those 4 years.
Yeah.
And then wait for the next guy or gal for the next election. Because it will be for sure he's done.
Yeah. Unless he somehow ends up being a vice president.
Or we end up
country.
We have three options. Or whoever the other person is, they get them in. It's a toss-up because we don't know what's going to happen from there.
So what do you mean then? Oh, you mean after this presidency?
During this presidency, like, the outcome is either Trump wins or some mystery person comes in and wins.
A miracle, yeah.
And we just, see what happens. We didn't really have anything to predict off of it.
Yeah.
And like maybe we can have some type of hopeful future. Or 3, we leave the country. But I'm leaning more towards, I won't vote for him, but Trump will win. I'll live it up for the next 4 years. And then my 30s are fruitful somehow and hopeful.
Let's hope.
Because by that time I'll be 29.
Yeah.
And I'll be ready, hopefully I'm ready to make some real heavy adult decisions and the time is right to do so. Because right now it ain't it.
Plant the seed.
Yes. So we'll see, man.
Yeah.
But I think he got it in the bag. Unless Biden gets like shot twice.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He gets shots on both of
He gets shot twice and then he like shotguns a beer. I don't know what he could possibly do.
Yeah, anything that can be more American.
Yeah.
Then he has it. And then as he shotguns a beer, he lands a kickflip on the skateboard or something.
Yeah. And he rides a bike and he does it. He gets off properly.
Not even a motorcycle. Gets on a Harley.
A chopper with an American bald eagle on it.
With a flag attached behind it.
But yeah, so it is what it is. And then we'll just have 4 more years of like, I mean, that man Trump got in office and racists and like weirdos got real bold once he got in there. They just felt empowered by the fact that he was in there. They could say and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then he just ignored the fact that a pandemic existed. He said, I can't get COVID. COVID is not real. Then he got COVID. He's like, I'm not getting the vaccine because the vaccine doesn't work. Then he got the vaccine on camera. Then he was like, I'm going to get y'all stimulus checks. Got us like 1 or 2 stimulus checks. I'm going to get you another stimulus check and I'm going to make China pay for it. Didn't happen.
Nope.
He said, I'm going to get in office. I'm going to build this wall around the border, secure the border because they're taking your jobs, people. Wall still in progress. It's still being built.
That job's not going to be done till we're in our 30s.
Yeah. So like, and that's more tax money that's just coming out of our shit for that very purpose. It's not even going to work. It's going to take so long to maintain, so much money to maintain. It's just not a great idea.
That's dumb.
So yeah, and then there was a bunch of
like there was nothing wrong with it. I just
had an insane amount of mass shootings, had an insane bunch of like Asian hate crimes, crimes against LGBTQ plus community. So like people were like, oh, he gave us stimulus checks and things were a lot better when he was in. It's like, was it really though?
I mean, if you guys need more of a, like evidence behind it, just literally go back to the debate we just had with him and Biden. Like this man didn't answer a single question. Not to say, because I feel like Joe did the same thing. Like
they were both
like 80% of the time, I feel like he tried to lean into it a little bit more. But like Trump, like, oh my gosh, like I did not hear the question being answered at all. It somehow had to keep going to something about how like we're a great country.
His golf swing's fucking
and his
sick.
his golf swing sucks, and how he's just so much better, and how like something tied in with money. And I was just like, of course, but yeah, it's
it's gonna be all right, Mark. Yeah, man. It is what it is at this point. Genuinely considering leaving the country at this point. Because like, what is the other option?
There isn't any. Like I'll just
start from ground zero. My family came from PR and said we're gonna build a life in the US, and I don't think they expected it to go this way. Okay. They tried their best. They built the good lives for them.
They did their best. I think they did exactly their best.
It was good for them when they were growing up.
Exactly. I just unfortunately
shit just soured out.
Fortunately for us, we didn't.
See, the thing is, back then the US was popping, so they were like, "Yo, this place it's never gonna die. This shit's lit.
It's America."
And then it died, or it's dying.
It's dying.
So now I gotta find where else to go. But like, if you talk to people from other places, like, yo, this shit's ass too.
That's true.
So it's like you gotta pick the best bet. Yeah. We'll see what happens there, man. I'm glad he survived the shooting, real or fake.
Yeah.
If it was fake, great marketing job. I gotta respect the hustle. I don't know why somebody didn't try that sooner. His last shooting was Reagan. He survived it, but he got shot in the stomach, and he legit got shot.
Dang.
Bull pulled up and said, "Bow!" in the street. He was like, "Ah," and he's like, "I'm out." He made it out.
That's wild, bro. To this day, that's crazy to think.
That's thugged out. But now he got a paper cut in his ear. He pulled a fucking WWE shit. You know when they like be under the table when they start fucking cutting their foreheads to make it look like they got hit hard. That's genuinely what I think he did.
Like he had like a razor in his hand or something?
Yeah. Like I feel like that's really what ran down. Because how are you not having a chunk of flesh or nothing missing? I don't think that like the gray is that crazy, bro. And the bullet had to land somewhere. There's a crowd of people behind them.
Yeah. I don't know how like, because the bull was pretty, he wasn't high up, but he was definitely high enough to where
he was like eye level
down,
with him, basically.
In a sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would have went down some way.
And the kid actually died. Like, I mean, unless they did a great job of fake, I don't think that was fake. But there's a photo of the kid on the ground, like graphic as fuck. Like you could see his dead body on the floor. And my sister showed it to me. I was like, you gotta warn me before you show that. But like, I saw his face. He was all mangled up and shit. So, I don't know, man. Very fishy behavior. I hate that this is what American politics is, and not actually just like talking about what each candidate could do for the country, and isn't just a smear campaign every time. These commercials and text messages that I get are just constantly just bashing them, and they choose like the smallest like audio bit that just makes it seem so guilty and so negative of the other person. And it's like, why can't we just talk about yourself and what you could potentially do and what you believe in, instead of just it turning into like a rap beef? Yeah. But that's where we at, man. I don't know what else to say about it unless you want to comment on it.
No, I mean, it's just like you said, just crazy to see how this country goes when it comes to politics. And it's like we get so excited for things like football season, basketball season. Once this season comes around, it's just so miserable.
Oh my God. If the Eagles are not playing well because for whatever reason it's just not working, somebody check on me. Between the election commercials and our team's not doing well, or if like the Phillies don't make a deep playoff run at the very least, they need to go to the World Series. But if they don't make a deep playoff run, I'm going to be very upset because literally like a couple weeks later is going to be election day. And I can't do that all at once. I can't take that many L's in consecutive weeks, man.
I can't do this. Yeah, it's...
Or if the Sixers are ass, or if like Embiid's knee blows up like in the beginning of the season. Bro, this is a sensitive time for me. Because it's going to be mid-season Eagles, Sixers just starting up, and Phillies are going to be in October in the MLB playoffs. And elections. It could go one or two ways, man. It could be the best 4 months of my life and my birthday. Best 4 months of my life or the worst.
Yeah, this is scary times.
I plan on making it as great as I can. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work hard, study hard, work on ETC shit. I'm going to travel when I can.
I'm not going to cry.
And if the Eagles win, and if everything goes well, I need one championship out of a Philly team this year.
This is true.
We make it. Each of us make it to a deep playoff run or the championship every time, and we lose. And I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
And it's like we so wrapped up around like our biggest export as a country is no longer like actual any goods. It's just entertainment.
Yeah,
like film, sports, all that shit. Like our biggest thing is that we give out is culture and entertainment.
Yeah, that's all we got.
And unfortunately, that's bled into our politics because it's become such a spectacle. And like not only us, but other parts of the world pay attention to our elections. Mm-hmm. Partially because it's a joke and like a shit show.
Yeah.
But also because we, as much as people want to shit on us, it's like our country is a major power and can have a lot of implications for other nations as well because like a lot of them are intertwined.
Yeah.
So it's like skin in the game. I don't watch a single fucking election anywhere else. But it's known because of social media that a lot of people pay attention to our politics just because it is such a spectacle and it is such a joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately that's bled into it and this is what we get out of it. Now these elections are about TV ratings and who can say the most outrageous shit. Also another part of it, somebody also spoke about the potential of like why there's such a push for Trump to get back in is because he brought in like attention. He brought in ratings. He was saying outrageous shit. And like a lot of these news stations is like, yeah, Biden not hitting like that 2016 to 2020 Trump footage for the presidential, for like the presidency. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
He was, bro, every day, bro. It's like, yo, like shut up. Like I saw you every second of every day. I have not seen Biden or Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Once I see Biden when he falls. Kamala Harris, she could have been on vacation for 4 years and I wouldn't even fucking know.
Yeah.
First lady, no clue. I don't even know her name. Her last name's Biden. I know that. Other than that, no fucking clue.
But what I was gonna say was, I'm not gonna lie. Trump sometimes can be funny.
He's hilarious as fuck, bro. The only problem is he was our legitimate president. That's the only time I don't need you to be funny.
Yeah.
You could be charismatic. You could be like charming. But like you can't like say like racial shit and like low-key borderline offensive shit as a leader of a nation.
Yeah, because when they did the debate,
he's like goofy funny. Like we don't need that.
Yeah, because
he would be great on like SNL or some shit.
Yo, I can't, bro. I still laugh when I think about it, though. When Joe literally was saying his piece on one of the questions, Trump had to go next. He was like, honestly, I had no idea what he just said right there. I don't think he knows either what he just said. I was dying, bro. Yo. Because I really was trying to understand Joe, too. Like, I was really trying to be somebody who could relate. And I'm like, Joe, I don't know what you said, bro. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what?
You know what what would low-key be great that I feel like he would be great at? That I wish was an actual thing, like deep down in my heart, I wish it was real. I don't want him to run. I want him to get back to TV. I would love nothing more that I would watch every week. Like not No Apprentice shit. What was that show? Celebrity Apprentice? None of that. Because he was on that first. We don't need any of that. I want Trump genuinely to have his own, like, you know, like these political late night shows. Give him that and let him talk every night, improv off the top. Just let him say his feelings. Talk shit about whoever. I would watch that every night, bro. I think that would be hilarious.
It would be funny. I'm not going to lie.
Because he's great on the mic.
He is.
He was made for some WWE type shit. So if he just sat there like on some John Mayer shit and just whatever news is going on in the political world and he's just like, Sleepy Joe. He got off that bike. He didn't stand up off the bike. He fell off the bike.
Yeah, he definitely would get some.
I would have never fallen off the bike.
It would definitely have been. It would be like top, like
it'd be the number one political show.
Yeah, for sure. No one will be able to beat it.
They shot my ear. It's still there. I have the best ears. You see it. I had a little bit of blood. Didn't hurt at all. They shot me. I said, I'm shot. But I'm okay.
But I'm okay.
I had to get up and show the American people because I need the American people.
I love them.
I had to show them I'm strong, just like America's strong.
Yeah.
But Sleepy Joe wouldn't have made that shot.
Sleepy Joe.
They would have breathed on him. He would have died.
It would have took him out.
He would have fell asleep.
Never got back up.
Yeah. So I need to be on TV. I always say it. I have a great face for TV. Sleepy Joe, not meant for TV. He falls asleep before 8 o'clock. But yeah, man, that's what I want. I don't want him to run out. Like, I would support it. I would support the show. I'd watch it. I wouldn't agree with what he's saying.
No.
But I know what he would say would be fucking hilarious.
Definitely.
Because he's
background
music.
Like, or background noise for sure.
There are certain people who's like, yo, you know, certain people you hear stuff like, yo, like, he's a piece of shit for that. But I'll never be like, yo, like for example, Chris Brown, crazy fucking guy. He assaulted multiple women, stalked multiple women. But can I look him in the face and say he can't dance? Like, he could dance his ass off. Can I say he don't got hits? I can't lie. Like, he got hits.
Yeah. Does he hit women?
Yeah. Mike Tyson bit an ear off. He's a crazy guy. But am I going to say he's not one of the best boxers to ever put on gloves? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Trump. He's had numerous suspicious shit where it's like he was on Epstein's homies and he was messing with younger girls and like it looked weird as fuck and like he had to grab him by the the fact that so many things have happened, he's still in there is wild to me.
It is.
But like all that stuff and like all those criminal charges and like the failed businesses and they knocked down his casino in fucking Atlantic City. Yeah. And he's shown various times that he's like not the guy, but like since he spouts outrageous shit, he's still around, you know? But am I going to sit here and say he's not fucking funny and entertaining? I will not do that because I'll be a liar. That's not what I am. Don't laugh at that.
I'm not laughing because you are one. I just didn't think it was going to that. Yeah. Now it's getting real political.
No.
This is for you people.
No, because like he's funny as hell, bro. He's entertaining. So if he did have a show like that every night, HBO, you know, I feel like that'd be great for that. Or he'll have some weird, he'll be on Kick. Not the messenger Kick, like that weird live streaming Kick.
Yeah. No. I was either that or like it'd be something like on Hulu or something.
I feel like he's shat on every single news outlet. I don't know which one he supports at this point.
I thought Fox would be the thing.
Yeah, but then I feel like every other he's like, oh, like Fox News, bunch of shit, and then he's like NBC, CNN. He don't fuck with any of them.
Yeah, I've always been stuck.
CBS, ABC, 1, 2, 3.
I've always been stuck with CNN.
Next time, won't you sing with me?
He just connecting them all. Yeah, with like I guess political stuff or news in general. Because I knew they hated him.
If like hopefully, I mean, if this doesn't work out presidency wise, he gets that offer, or he makes his own, or after these 4 years, you know, he goes to TV and he bashes every future president from moving from on then.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode, guys. I'm gonna stop before the CAI comes in and things that I like was a part of that.
Right.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Mark?
You can find me Instagram etc Marky Mark, Twitter Marky Mark. Victor, where can I find you and etc.
Find me everywhere at etc Victor. Set ourselves at real etc. Emails real.etc@gmail.com. All the stuff can be found in the description of this video if you're watching this far. Yep. Thank you so much for your support. We had 2,600 subscribers, 2 million plus views on the channel. Instagram and TikTok have been popping off lately. Been showing us a lot of love. And we'll catch you guys next time. Vote, people.